Recently I've just been too scared to go to my door in case I let in something toxic and contagious. And there's a pandemic on. Hi folks, Lacy Rain here. If you live in Scotland like I do, chances are you've been visited by the ghost of Christians past. Sorry, not Christian, just against secular ideals and education. SPF protects you from the sun, whereas SFP just regurgitates its headlines. Seriously though, when hate shows up at your door, the best thing that we can do is just to ignore it. Just don't draw attention to it, don't dignify it with more attention and a bigger platform than it deserves. Just don't stop encouraging it. It'll go away as long as we don't agitate it. I feel very soft and subtle. This look is so tacky. I mean, the raw materials were literally the ugliest thing to ever come through my front door since my, low self-esteem grinder. Here, never mind. Do you know, it kinda makes me want to order Domino's. At the end of the day, they're a fringe hate group, and the only hateful fringe we should be paying any attention to is this one. I'm not good at here. When my hateful fringe says that biological differences justify the wage gap because men just have certain advantages over women, while, God, I didn't know we were all Grecian titans, but you know, Susan who's stacking shelves in Asda really doesn't care about that sort of thing, does she? I can't believe I just said Susan stacking shelves. I didn't even stutter. When my hateful fringe is against hate speech legislation but, you know, really just wants to walk down to the local Chinese restaurant and hurl abuse at them. When my hateful fringe says that teachers should be able to beat kids if it required, but LGBTQ plus education is damaging and women bad, but not as bad as the hypothetical transgender menace that's coming for all of us. And what if Jesus had been aborted? What if Frank Sinatra had been aborted? What if I had been aborted? The answer to all those things is just Nancy Sinatra, by the way. Look, I could sit and argue these points with my hateful fringe all day, but no matter how much I brush it and curl it and steam it, it's just never gonna look as good as fucking Rujazzles, okay? Should we be keeping an eye on these people? Maybe a lazy eye, but what we really should be doing is looking to the big parties to see how their policies hold up against what is literally the lowest bar possibly set. Next week is the election, and it is not too late to educate yourselves on parties and their policies. I mean, why not ask my conservative sideburn what it thinks on abortion law, or whether my weird double ponytail that was a labour of love thinks about progressive education, or how far SNP is gonna tolerate me stretching this metaphor. Just make sure you go out and vote, because the government's never going to be perfect, okay? But we work with what we have. This has been a paid sponsorship by the SNP. Can you imagine? I'm not going to say who I'm voting for. I gotta keep my options open in case some sort of corporate Tory gig comes up. I mean, eat the rich, yes, but, have them pick up the tab first. Go out and vote. Just want to show you how disappointing this is. Look at these swatches. Laughable.